Good evening. Good evening, everyone online and present. Welcome to our Wednesday night meditation. It has been a fascinating day of learning and of seeing love differently, finding tenderness differently. And for me, that's been incredible. And I kind of brought some of that into tonight's meditation, but I think our focus needs to be bigger. So let me turn this down a little bit, and then we will begin. So find a comfortable position wherever you are, and let's begin. Not by trying to meditate, but by noticing that you are where you are. You don't need to go anywhere else. You don't need to improve this moment. You don't need to become more spiritual than you already are. Just notice the simple fact that you are aware that you are here. That's it. That is the whole doorway tonight. So take a deep breath. Not a special one, just one that happens all by itself. Continue breathing and notice something curious. Breathing is happening, but you're not doing it. It is being done all on its own. Already something is taking care of you, holding you. Now allow the body to settle into the chair where you're sitting, wherever you are, the floor. Allow yourself to settle into the room, into the space, as if gravity were a trusted old friend. You don't have to relax. Relaxation is what happens when you stop trying to relax. And if the mind is busy, wonderful. That means it's doing exactly what minds do. We're not here to silence it. We're here to stop believing everything it says. You might notice thoughts popping up like bubbles in a glass of champagne. Some of them important, some of them ridiculous, maybe some of them trying to help, some of them replaying things that have already happened, as if repetition might somehow change the past. The mind is a storyteller, a beautiful storyteller, but a storyteller. It narrates everything. It says, this is good, this is bad, I should be calmer, I'm doing this wrong, I liked that better before. And we tend to believe those thoughts, same way we believe the weather report. But here's a playful question to hold gently. Who is noticing the thoughts? Because if you can notice them, then they cannot be who you are. Thoughts are happenings. You are the awareness in which they appear. The mind talks about reality. Presence is reality. Now let's talk lightly about the ego. Not as an enemy, not something to get rid of. The ego is simply a very earnest little voice that says, this is me and this is not me. It draws lines. It labels. It compares. It keeps score. And it is very good at its job. The trouble only begins when we mistake the ego for who we are. The ego says, I am the thinker of thoughts. I am the doer of actions. I am separate from the world around me. But notice, when you watch the ego talk, when you observe these, who is watching? The ego can't observe itself, but you can observe it, which means you are already free of it. Not through force or conquest, but through recognition. It's like realizing that the villain in the movie of your life is actually just standing behind a cardboard cutout. It's unreal. There's a wonderful cosmic joke that I've heard from Alan Watts, and I've come to understand as truth. It is that the universe has gone to extraordinary lengths to convince itself that it's a bunch of separate people walking around. Imagine that. Stars exploding and galaxies forming, life emerging, evolution unfolding, all so that the universe could say, hi, I'm Gina, or hi, I'm you. And then forget itself as the universe completely as it's busy being us. And spend years trying to find itself again. There is something so funny about that. It's not mocking funny, but tender funny. Like watching someone search frantically for the glasses that are already on their face. You don't need to awaken to something new. You awaken from the idea that you were ever separate, not from anyone, not ever. Now let's stop talking about this and rest as it. Bring attention to the raw sensations of the moment. The hum of the room, the sound of the fountain in the back, the temperature of the air, the music, the subtle movement of breath, the sensations of the body. No commentary required, just sensation. Just complete presence. Observe how life is happening all around you without your supervision. Heartbeat, the one in your body and the one in the bodies around you. Breath, sounds arriving and departing. You are not doing awareness. Awareness is doing you. And so there's nothing to manage, nothing to figure out, nothing to become. Just this, here, now. Just this. If the mind wanders, notice that wandering is also happening in awareness. Even distraction belongs. Now, gently begin to notice any place where judgment appears. Perhaps in those wandering thoughts. Judgment about yourself. Judgments about others. Judgments about how this meditation is going. And instead of pushing any of it away, I want you to try this. Just smile at those judgments. Judgment is just the ego trying to protect its map of the world. Say inwardly, there you are. I see you. And let it float by like a cloud. You don't need to address it. You don't need to forgive it. You definitely don't have to analyze it. Just don't invite it to run the meeting. Because all of those loud judgments that come up, they reveal something very tender and true. And that is that truth doesn't shout. It isn't loud like those thoughts. Truth doesn't argue. It simply is. And it stays that way. And when you rest here in truth long enough, judgment gets bored and wanders off. Awakening to fully understand the love that is the true reality. It isn't fireworks. It's not some special effect. It is a quiet recognition. Oh, this has always been here. I have always been here. You don't wake up into enlightenment. You wake up from the story of being lost. Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing is missing. Even confusion is held in the same vastness as clarity. You are not a fragment of the universe. You are the universe. having a very intimate experience of being human, breathing, listening, feeling. And that is enough. That is beautifully enough. Now imagine carrying this recognition not as a belief, but as a quiet companionship. When thoughts arise, you notice them. When emotions move, you allow them. When life feels uncertain, you remember that awareness, that truth is steady. You don't need to fix the world. You don't need to understand everything. You only need to remain curious. Curiosity keeps the heart open. Presence in every moment keeps the soul at rest. And love happens naturally when separation is no longer taken seriously. With this new understanding, I invite you to begin to notice the room again. The sounds, the sensations of the body, without leaving presence. Allow the eyes to open when you're ready. And as we close, hold this gently. You're not behind. You're not late. Everything is unfolding perfectly. You're here. Truly here. And that's always been the point. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream as we get ready for our service. And you are always invited to join us. That's at 7 p.m. Have a wonderful week.